the relevant statistics. Of course, Jan Železný still very much the world force in terms of world records and championship record. And this promises to be an interesting battle between Václav Veselý from Czech Republic, continuing that fantastic tradition of Czech javelin throwing. Dimitri Tarabin, who's the world lead this year with that monster 88 meters 84 that he threw here in Moscow. And Tero Pitkämäki from Finland. All of them have thrown over 86 meters so far this season.
Of course, we all like to have the odd surprise, and the Olympic champion goes in this discipline, doesn't he, Chris? And Kershawn Walcott from Trinidad, who only had to throw 84 meters to win the Olympics last year at age 19, said here in Moscow back in late July. So recent great form from Tarabin.
Yeah, there'll be a great roar for him. I say a great roar. We hope there'll be a decent crowd in by then. There is Thorkildsen, who, as we were saying, is looking really to recapture some form of old, and whether he can or not is another story. He's a 91.59 meter thrower, the 6th furthest of all time, but that was some time ago. He has won one of the Diamond League events, though, Tim, this year, so he's capable of putting out a big one. So we're just about ready to go. Valery Yordan from Russia will be the first to throw.
Well, this isn't a final, but it's still always nice to get the job done nice and early. Silver medalist from the European Championships last year, but funnily enough, wasn't selected for the London Olympics. Of course, he was 20 and a half then. Big fella, isn't he? And he's hit that one pretty well. But it's only about 76 meters, something like that, 76.5 meters. Well shy of that qualifying line. Failed to qualify for the Olympic final last year, 79.67. Well, it's a solid opener, but going by what we've seen so far, I don't think it's going to be enough. It certainly looks to me like it's going to take well beyond 80 meters, maybe something around 82 meters to qualify.
So, enter for the first time, Václav Veselý, in great form this year, surely one of the favourites to be among the medals, and that is, I think, yes it is a no-throw, which is a shame, because it's way over the qualifying mark, but he'll get the red flag, just overstep the mark there. His momentum taking over. 4th in Daegu 2 years ago was Veselý, 4th last year at the Olympic Games, and he's bagged 3 Diamond League victories this year in Monaco and Doha and Oslo, and he'll be frustrated with that, because that, in terms of distance, was way over 82.5 meters.
Well, Barrett in particular, of course, the Olympic silver medalist last year behind Chicharova. Barrett's are going in Group B, as we see Pitkämäki, another of the favourites, the Finn, crashing to earth with that. But that's the first automatic qualifying throw that will be measured after Veselý's massive one, which was he just managed to no-throw. That's about 84 meters. Very, very good indeed. 84.5 meters, I would say, from Pitkämäki, who has found his form after 2 or 3 years in the doldrums, frankly. He was, remember, the world champion back in 2007 in Osaka. Huge fella. 84.39 from Pitkämäki. Job done. Very, very satisfying indeed.
And next up, another one of the names we've been mentioning already, Andreas Thorkildsen. So experienced, been around for a long time. That's short, that's over 75 meters. That's probably around, what, 76, 77 meters. Thorkildsen.
Well, what a contrast between that throw from the Norwegian and the effort from Pitkämäki just before it, a no-throw. Olympic champion Kershawn Walcott taking his first effort then. That one coming down at about 78 meters. Well short of the yellow strip across the sector, which signifies 82 meters 50. So far, just one automatic qualifier in this first pool of the men's javelin. That was Tero Pitkämäki's 84 meters 39, 78. No, that won't be anywhere near good enough.
1 million Trinidadian dollars he was given. He was given a house after that victory. and a lighthouse, a school, and a fleet of aeroplanes, all named after him following that one victory. So his life has changed enormously in the last 12 months. Next up, Thomas Rohler from Germany.
Yes, Rohler. Well, way below 75 metres, not a great opener at all. Incidentally, we were just talking. Torkildsen threw about 77 metres, but fouled it on purpose, feeling it wasn't worth measuring. Wouldn't it be dreadful if there was a countback situation where that 77-metre throw might have had some value? 71.88 for Rohler. No, just about the lowest throw we've seen so far. Hamish Peacock of Australia actually only crept over 70 metres with his effort 4 or 5 throws ago. 70.61 from Peacock, who is an 81-metre thrower.
Next to throw will be Julius Yego from Kenya, who has the honour of being the first Kenyan ever to reach an Olympic final in a field event, which he did last year in London. He's an 82-metre thrower, so he is yet to throw in his lifetime the qualifying mark. How would he get on here, Julius Yego? Well, that is decent, actually. That isn't bad at all.
It's not, is it? What, about 79 metres? I tell you what, it's quite a bizarre sight, seeing a Kenyan vest in a throwing event. It really is. It's just something you have to sort of do a double take. But he's a very competent technician.
79.56. That is good throwing by Julius Yego. So continuing the form from last year in London here in Moscow.
Sixth best throw. I still doubt if 82 metres 50, the automatic qualifying mark, will be reached by 12 men. And if I'm right in that hunch, then well, place your bets as to what sort of distance will be required. And what we've seen so far, I would say something around 81 metres, something like that. Certainly over 80, I think, will be needed to make the final.
Ivan Yaitsev from Uzbekistan, the reigning Asian champion. And that is also a decent effort, over 80 metres. Approaching 81, I would say. And that, based on what we were just saying before, should be enough, or could be enough, for qualification. .81.53. Second best throw of the morning so far, behind Pitkamaki.
As Marcin Krukowski of Poland steps up for his first effort. 83.04 this year. That is his lifetime best. Oh, no. That's a shame. And the angle of attack was all wrong anyway. It's come down below 70 metres. Oh. No. The timing was all wrong. The angle of attack. The angle of the spear at the moment of release. And in any case, he lost balance completely there. And that, sadly, means he's put himself under a little bit of pressure as Kazlu steps forward for Belarus for the last throw of the round, this first round.
Yes, the Belarusian finalist at the Olympic Games in Beijing back in 2008. Vladimir Kazlu. 82.49 he's thrown this season, just 1 centimetre short of the automatic qualifying mark here this morning, but as we've been saying, that is unlikely to be needed. So, Kazlov. Again, moment of release, that's all wrong again. Too much height, not enough distance, and that's not even made 75 metres. So that completes the first round of throws, as we wait to bring you confirmation of that distance, but it's not going to bother the leading throws.
And Pitkamaki, little bow there to the spectators who are applauding his opening effort and his final effort today, because the job is done, and Pitkamaki can now focus on the final. He's the only one that can. Now, opening round 2, Valery Jordan. Well, that's worse than his opener. He's having problems. 76.92 with his first round effort, and that has come down at about 72 metres, something like that. And this is an 83-metre thrower this year. Jordan almost in the world top 10 for this season. The final, by the way, is a couple of nights away. It's on Saturday evening, 72-79.
Next up, Stuart Farker, who, by contrast, had a very nice opening throw of over 80 metres, as you can see there. And that, actually, on its own, may be enough to put him through to the final. What can he do with his second? Not as good. Short of 75. Coach there looking on.
Strange, isn't it? Because his first effort was so good, hit it so well, and that one was all wrong in the second round. Now, Guillermo Martinez of Cuba. His opening effort was a little disappointing. It was 79-67. If you want the bits and pieces to go with it. I don't think that'll be enough, though. Very powerful character. Just over 6 foot tall. Quite slow and lumbering compared with a lot of the throwers. Certainly relies upon a lot of raw strength. And that one won't be good enough either. That's about 77.5, 78 metres, probably 78 for Martinez. And his open, remember, 79.5. So that is not an improvement. No, well shy of the 80-metre line.
Now, time for Vitas Vesely to make sure he registers a mark here, because his first effort was an absolute monster. We reckon approaching 88 metres. It was an absolute huge throw, but unfortunately he overstepped the mark, so it was a no throw. So Vesely, if he can get that same combination of technique and speed right, then he should be fine. Coached by the great Jan Zelezny, who's still the world record holder. Here is Vesely. Well, this time he's within the mark, and that is, well, it's short of the automatic qualifying. It's around, what, 81.5, 82 metres. So less on the distance, but at least it gets him the white flag.
Yeah, that's frustrating, isn't it? His opener 10 or 15 minutes ago was a monster. Would probably have medalled in the final, but he fouled it and has to settle for 81.51. Might well be enough, Chris, as you say. We think that's the sort of area around which these guys are going to have to throw to make the final, but he will throw again, as is, of course, this man, Hamish Peacock. Opened with 70.61. That's a bit better, about 76. Won't be enough, I'm sure. So the Australian, well, from Tasmania, is Hamish Peacock. 81-metre thrower at his best. It is asking a lot of people who have a lifetime best of around 80-81 to try and reproduce that sort of form. You know, he's 5 metres shy of his lifetime best there. Well, of course, for people like Tor Kilson, a 91-metre thrower, 5 metres shy means about 86 metres, and that's, you know, he's thrown 84 this year. So, relatively speaking, Peacock's not throwing badly, he's just not throwing far enough.
Through 80 metres with his first round effort. If he can just get an extra metre or so out of that, that would probably be enough to reach the final. But that is not going to be the throw to do it. Short of 75 metres, that's probably 73,